Hello guys and welcome back. So despite the absurd events of 2025, which I'm sure some of them will follow us deep into 2026, South Park somehow managed to predict the timeline of the Epstein files perfectly.
I can't understand you because you're covered in dried up milk.
It's not milk.
Ew!
And it all came down to one of their greatest political crash outs ever. And they made some incredible subtle but very interesting connections in the episode that a lot of people have missed, and they definitely deserved to be highlighted. And I'm not saying I'm the smartest person out there, and I'm definitely not accusing anyone of any illegal actions, especially looking at you, Cash Patel. All right, we good? We continue? Okay. Instead of me just explaining it all in a boring way, I want to give you the lens which you can watch everything through. And once you see it this way, well, everything will make sense.
A Christian woman knows her place, so go ahead and punch me in the face.
So when it comes to Epstein, I'm sure most of you watching didn't expect the government to just freely hand over all of the documents that they've been hiding for over 20 years. Yes, they started all the way back in 2005. And still somehow, despite we having zero expectations at all, still kinda got let down by how they handled it. And South Park perfectly embedded this into the show.
Buff, maybe we should stop this.
No, I want to hear what it has to say.
Oh, Epstein!
No, you're right. Let's stop this.
Towards the public, the Trump administration seemed excited to release the files, but in the background they were allegedly doing everything possible to cover it up, lying to the public about its existence. And when the DOJ was forced by a new law called the Transparency Act to release the files, well, on paper, the law ensured full transparency, as the name would suggest, which means no redactions to protect political figures from any embarrassment or anything alike. Only protect the true victims. But in reality, all we got was what seems to be a performance, because that is exactly what they did. Just look at this. Hundreds of unlawful redactions of what clearly isn't just victims, which the Transparency Act was specifically written to protect against. And now revealed to us is that over 5.2 million pages are still missing from the release, which means that in total only about 2% of what they were legally required to release before Christmas have been released. And it's almost like the release itself, you know, got Epsteined.
Want me to get? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
So how did South Park manage to predict all of this? Well, the running theme of the season was that Trump was dating Satan and being seen literally in bed with Satan, because shortly after taking office, Trump started catering to the swamp that he dedicated his presidential run to draining. Like he himself had now joined the big group that we, the regular people, are famously not a part of. And from that metaphor, being in bed with Satan, well, Satan gets pregnant because, you know, Trump is fucking Satan.
Yes, we're together. We've been together for months. I'm pregnant.
And what gets created when evil people are having fun in secret? Well, the Epstein files. Knowledge so powerful that it could destroy the mirror held up in front of the genuine public, exposing how the system actually have been running in secret. And this is where the genius satire of South Park really unfolds, because they show that everything is upside down. Because through the season, Trump has been doing everything in his power to get rid of this baby. Exactly how he used every distraction to not talk about the files.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
While gaslighting everyone that he was exciting to deliver it to the people.
I'm all for it. You know, we've already given 50,000 pages. You do know that.
While running cover for criminals. And this is where the satire hits the mark, because we all grow up learning about a system where the government are the good guys controlling law and order, keeping us safe, and the citizens are the potential rule breakers the system is built to defend us against. But now Satan, a character who embodies all evil, is portrayed as the good guy who just wants what's best for him and his family, releasing the files, having this baby. While Trump, the president of the United States, the supposed guardian of law and order, is doing everything in his power to destroy it, to keep it hidden.
Hey, Satan, you gotta come see this. It's really great. No! Brendan Card! Hey, Satan! Can you come downstairs? No, Brendan Card, no!
Whoa! Oh!
While gaslighting us and pretended it's all for our own good. So everything we grew up believing gets flipped. Satan now represents the people, the ones the system was meant to keep in check, who are now the ones who want criminals in jail, who want justice, who want the Epstein file released. Meanwhile, the system itself, the president, the vice president, the Department of War, the tech billionaires, and yeah, even Jesus Christ, just to make sure we got the point, goes completely mask off. Everything is upside down.
This happens to be a great man who's protecting our country from fags.
What the hell happened to Jesus?
And this is the best scene in one of the final scenes where Satan is in labor, confessing that he ignored Trump's red flags because he hoped, at the very least, that Trump would deliver on his promises.
Can't believe he turned out to be this big of a piece of shit. I seriously fall for the worst guys. I mean, I knew he sucked, okay? I knew it. But I didn't think he would go this far. I am so stupid.
Exactly how everyone who voted for him feels these days, because most people didn't like everything about him, ignored some of the red flags, but at least if he just wanted to release the files, it's more important than any left or right politics.
If you vote me in as president, I'll seriously throw up and have lost all faith in humanity.
Satan is finally ready to deliver the baby.
Hey, kid, get out of the way!
No. If you want to get to Satan, you'll have to go through us. I am fully embracing this crap out.
Like the few brave people who fought tooth and nail to get the Transparency Act written into law against all odds, forcing the release. And despite all that effort, well, the delivery turns into the exact abomination South Park predicted. Even the release of the files, well...
Excuse me, everyone. Sorry. I'm afraid we have some really bad news. It appears that at some point when nobody was watching, the baby hung itself and took its own life.
What?
Like, no questions asked, it deleted itself. Clearly, you can see it from the evidence, even the chair is there, and like, come on.
The baby got a hold of some bed sheets. There's a couple minutes missing from the ultrasound, but it's definitely a suicide.
Just like the hundreds of redacted pages, just like the 5 million missing pages, and the media rushing to run cover for the entire thing. It's just spot on.
A baby hung itself? Both, it's a miracle.
You can see the baby probably considering suicide right here, and then a little bit missing, and it killed itself.
Again, you want me to get... I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Because we have come to this breaking point where we know that they're lying, and they know that we know that they're lying, and it looks like they don't care anymore. Because the DOJ is supposed to be the one following the law, punishing the perpetrators, putting criminals in jail, and now they're the one ignoring the laws. And there is nothing written on paper on how we're supposed to handle the situation. And they're just staring us down, being like, what are you gonna do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. Like someone like Dan Bongino got into the FBI because he wanted to drain the swamp. His career was just being run on draining the swamp, releasing the Epstein files. And after a year of being in there, doing nothing at all, he resigned. And then we have Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, where people dug up this clip of her before she got into serious office.
Florida ranks 3rd nationally in calls for help for human trafficking, where young women and children are enslaved and abused. I knew we needed all hands on deck, and I'll fight to put human trafficking monsters where they belong, behind bars.
So a round of applause for Pam Bondi, certainly delivering on all of her promises. Yeah, season 2026 of Humanity on Earth has definitely been a wild ride, and I'm sure we've got way more disappointment ahead of us. And hopefully South Park will deliver on just exposing it all. At the end of the last episode, when the baby, Epstein itself, we see Satan in the baby's room, devastated. He walks out, watching Trump and all of his deep state buddies celebrating right in his face.
I win again.
Exactly like the DOJ is doing to all the people right now, ignoring the laws we write and the rules that they should be following. And this episode came out a month before the disaster we are currently witnessing, and it seems that if you just imagine the worst scenario possible, well, our politicians will deliver right on the beat every single time. They will bail their friends out of legal trouble.
Now set Peter Thiel free.
Mr. President, what happened?
I don't know. I got another Christian dipshit to help me get what I want.
They will do anything to protect themselves.
Hey, don't forget I can sue you.
And I really wish that I could end this video on a bit of a high note, but it's damn difficult when it comes to this topic. So all I just want to say is thank you so much if you watched it all the way to the end. You are the true legend and you deserve a kiss. So let me know what you thought of the video, and if you have nothing specific to add, just write your support of the release of the Epstein files so the algorithm can boost out the videos for more people to see and to support me yet again. So thank you so much.